Hey, this is Paul Evans, your free online business coach. 0 offers, because everybody knows the game. Keeping it real, Kevin. This is Keeping It Real, Kevin. Yeah, I'm making these up. They didn't send these in like this. That'd probably be silly, wouldn't it? Paul, I'm really enjoying learning from your videos. Thank you. You're welcome. My question is about the order in which to do things. I want to implement your one system on the monetization matrix. So just type in Paul Evans one system within the YouTubes, or it might take you elsewhere. It says, I want to implement that to focus on launching a membership site for small business marketing. My product, a paid membership site, a membership site on Teachable, selling access to a membership community with training templates for small businesses. My email list building strategy is a virtual summit. I want to grow my email list with a virtual summit by interviewing other successful small business marketing teachers. All right, so here's the thing. I'm going to do a couple of things because we're going to dive into this second one in just a second. Now, forget that one. Let's just do this one. Go for the small guys instead of the big guys. So when you're talking about doing a summit with other successful small business marketing teachers, here's the thing. All the big people always get contacted. Maybe go after your top one, just your top one. But here's the thing. The only way y'all build your list is that if everybody gets to share the list, right? That's the only way, because they're not going to want you to build your list off of their list and then they don't get your list, right? So look into the legalities of list sharing, and that's going to have to be on your opt-in. And maybe 1 or 2 big names. But there's so many people out there with a 500 to 2,500 member list that would love to do something like this. They would love to turn their 500 member list into 1,500 or 5,000 or 10,000. They wouldn't care that you're all sharing the same people. But here's the challenge of that. Make sure that people are focusing on different ways to do the small business marketing. One person may be a LinkedIn expert. One person's Facebook expert. One person is SEO expert. Make sure that there's not a lot of overlap, or, people feel like, why am I even doing this? We're all competitors. All right, so my content strategy. Podcast. I'm going to start a weekly podcast for my content as my content strategy for small business marketing. I like it. Now then, my traffic strategy, question marks. What traffic strategy would you recommend to get the word out about my content? I don't really have much of a budget to spend on ads at this point. I'm just starting out. Later, when I get members, I'll spend money on ads. All right, here's how you do it. What's one way to do it? It's not necessarily the way to do it. Here's one way to do it. Is you go to LinkedIn and you connect with small business owners. What? No lightning bolt on that? That was not spectacular. That was not profound. Absolutely, it's not. Go to LinkedIn, connect with small business owners. And now here was the second idea. I said a while ago, there's kind of 2 ideas. And one is the summit. 500 people on the list and above. This is what you're going to do with small business owners. You're going to say, I'll work with small business owners. This is after they connect with you. I'll work with small business owners to help them improve their marketing. What I would like to do is have you on my podcast. And what I want to do is listen to you about the challenges that you're having in your business with marketing. And I want to answer that for you. 100% free, no charge, nothing. You come on as a guest on my show, I solve your problem. Man, that'd be pretty cool. Now, everybody's not going to do it. But you think about if over the next month, you connect with and there could be limits, but you connect with 500 people on Facebook that are small business owners. Out of that 500, what if you get 5 that will come on? And you're doing a weekly podcast. You've got over a month of content, and they're telling you their problem, and you, through your podcast, are revealing your expertise. Through your podcast, you're revealing your expertise. Then what do? You go back through all those 500 connections, make sure you're keeping a list, and you say, hey, just interviewed so-and-so who owns such and such small business. She had a problem of X, which we solved on the podcast. Click here to listen. That's one way to do it. I do it that way. Now then, what order should I complete each of these tasks? Would the best and most logical order be? 1, to finalize my product, my membership site and Teachable. 2, build my email list or virtual summit. 3, start my podcast. 4, Lastly, drive traffic to email capture page with paid ads. All right, the order in which you do these. Number one, podcast with that LinkedIn strategy. Podcast, number one. One is because it's free. Number two, you're entering a search community within Apple or wherever, iTunes or whatever you're going to be putting out there. So that's pretty much free, and it puts your expertise on display, which I think is critical. That's number one. Number two, you finalize the product. Now you're collecting emails off the podcast. You're sending them to a capture page. So even though number 4 said email capture page, that's part of the first one. It's part of starting your podcast. You've got to have an email capture page. And you're just capturing them. What should you give away? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Use like a 39-point small business marketing checklist. Just give them something super easy, something that they can use within 5 minutes. No courses, no long stuff. It's one page, whatever it is. Then when you finalize your product, hopefully you've got some people on your list by then, right? In fact, I probably wouldn't even finalize my product until I had about 1,000 people on my list. I wouldn't even think about it till then. And then once I had 1,000 people on my list, I'd say, hey, I got 1,000 people on my list. You know what I need to do? I'm getting questions about X, Y, and Z. I've noticed this pattern doing this show. I'm going to put together a membership site, and then you start the launch process. Till you get 1,000, I wouldn't worry about it at all. And you're probably thinking, well, how do I make money? Just be a coach, be an advisor until then. You don't have to have the membership site yet. Then number 3 is you do your virtual summit. Because now you got your membership site. And with the virtual summit, you're going to need it. You're going to have that because you need something to sell people. And then lastly, paid ads. You may find by this point, by the time you get to the paid ad point, you don't need any paid ads. Got enough affiliates, or you've got your LinkedIn strategy down, or your Facebook strategy down, or whatever, you're renting an email list of business owners, but not necessarily paid ads. I think those are kind of challenging actually for business owners, because business owners don't sit around surfing like everybody else does. So there's your answer. That was from Keeping It Real Kevin. 0 offers, because everybody knows the game. Success is not an accident. Be blessed.